What is your most embarrassing moment that happened while you were with me?
Probably the first time
And now, coming to you from the K2 Studios in San Diego, California, it's the world-famous Chris and Christine Show.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? How are you doing today? Thank you so much for listening, and I am Chris.
And I'm Christine, and welcome to episode 88 of the Chris and Christine Show.
Fantastic. It is number 88. I'm loving it.
That was like an aggressive fantastic. It was like, fantastic.
Well, you know, baby, I gotta mix it up now and then. You know?
I don't know. It sounded a little too much. A little too extra.
A little too extra.
Yeah.
I'm always bringing extra sauce.
You know, it's so funny. I saw this sweatshirt and it was like on a Etsy, like an Etsy site or whatever. It was like one of those that you can customize, and it says, "It's okay, guac. I'm extra too."
Ooh.
You know, because you always have to pay extra for guacamole.
Oh, that is true. I didn't think about that.
It's like, "It's okay, guac. I'm an extra too."
You know what? I think at Chipotle, it was like, I remember one day I was at Chipotle and I wanted
Honey, there's a T. Chipotle.
Chipotle. That's what I said.
Chipotle.
Chipotle. Chipotle.
Oh, too loud. Oh,
Sorry.
You're blasting everybody's ears.
Okay, so anyways, Chipotle, they asked me if you want extra guacamole on my burrito. I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. It's an extra charge. And I'm thinking, well, how much extra charge is it? It was like $1.50 or something like that. Or maybe it was $2. I was like, wait a second. That's like almost a quarter of the price of the burrito.
Exactly. That's how much extra you bring to this show.
Oh, well, thank you. You're welcome. You're all welcome.
Well, so what's been happening with your week, Chris?
Oh, Chris has been on vacation. Chris is in the house, loving it. My favorite time of year is any time I'm on vacation. It's like...
And your least favorite time of year is when everybody else is on vacation except for you.
Yeah, I complain about that. Like, what's up with that? But my vacation is more like a staycation because not really going. Like, they ask me, hey, you go on vacation? Like, where are you going? You going on a trip somewhere? No, not really. I'm staying home and I'm loving it because I don't have anywhere to be at work. And that's glorious for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that you don't like your job, but you work hard for the money, and it's nice to be home and to work hard for the honey.
That's right.
You mowed the lawn today, took out the trash, did the dishes.
Got my truck washed.
I am loving Chris on vacation.
Vacation, Chris. You know, I'm trying to get these projects done around the house. I say, well, I'm going to clean this or I'm going to clean that. And then just today, you told me that our housekeeper is coming by on Thursday.
Yes.
So I'm thinking like, well, do I really have to clean?
Oh,
you know?
Yes. We always keep up. And she does all of the extra stuff for us that just we can't keep up with. So it's a big house. It's hard to keep up with.
It is true. So, baby, how has your week been for you this week, as far as work goes and school goes? I know school's over with, but what have you been up to?
Well, I officially finished my last requirement for my Chief Business Official certification that we talked about last week. And so I was able to submit for that. And they have to review my portfolio of expertise to see if I qualify or if I have to provide additional documentation. And I paid the fee, $400
What?
to get my license. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, that's way cheaper than a doctorate, I would think.
Well, and it's way cheaper than having to go through all of the academies, which, as we mentioned, is like $6,000.
$6,000?
Yeah, but I'm excited.
What?
I'm excited to be under review for that, and so I'll find out in the next 6 to 8 weeks on if I've been able to be cleared. But I heard back today because I've been working along with their team, reviewing my stuff as I went along. And I just supplied all the documentation I'd been showing them along the way. And they said, you know, if you supplied everything, you're in pretty good shape. I don't think that we'll be asking you for anything else. And so that's super exciting. Other than that, it's graduation week. And commencement is happening. It's like, here, can you believe it?
Well, this is a fantastic journey to be on, babe. I've been with you every single step along the way of your doctorate, and I feel like this doctorate belongs partially to me.
Okay, Lord Christopher.
A little bit. Thank you, Dr. Christine and Lord Christopher. Maybe we should rename the podcast. It's like the Lord Christopher and Dr. Christine show.
No, Doctor goes first. I'm sorry.
What? I thought the Lord was always first.
No, it's so funny because when people go to address letters to the White House, to the president, technically the doctor term is supposed to come before president. So what do? Like Doctor and President Biden? Or President and Dr. Biden? I don't know. It's like Dr. Jill Biden and President Joe Biden. What's the order? I need answers on this, people, because, somebody was asking, they wanted to mail us a little package. And the formal way to address us now is, you're going to die.
What?
Dr. and Mr. Smith. Yep.
Okay.
Suck it up, Buttercup. You gotta accept it. Dr. and Mr.
Well, baby, I will be your mister to whatever your title is. If you're judge or doctor, whatever you're going to be in life, I will be there for you to support you.
What is that movie that you showed me that had the guy that was like the first Mister? What was his name? It was like the Seth. What is it? Seth Rogen.
Yes, it's Seth Rogen. You showed it to me. I didn't. It was one movie. It was Seth Rogen and
was it Cameron Diaz?
No, not Cameron Diaz.
It was a blonde.
That girl that was from South Africa. What's her name?
Charlize Theron.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Is it Theron or Theron? How do you pronounce her last name?
Theron. Charlize Theron.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, so Charlize Theron.
Charlize. It's Charlize.
Whatever her name is. That chick.
Yeah.
And the most oddball couple of all time.
But she ended up getting to be the president, and then he was like the first mister or something like that.
Right.
But I guess that's like Kamala Harris's husband, where it was like Madam Vice President, and yes, her husband goes by, what is it? First gentleman or second gentleman. That's what he goes by.
Right, because she's not president. She's vice president.
So he's second gentleman. But I love that. You know what? We're, shattering gender stereotypes here. And I know you'll actually be very excited the first time that you see somebody address something to us that's like Dr. and Mr. Smith.
That's fine. That's fantastic. As long as there's a gift card in there, I'd be super happy about that.
Or some people might just say like the Smith family. Some people still feel really awkward putting the woman's insignia or proper title first. It's very interesting. But anyways, graduation is here and we're super excited. And I just can't believe that it's like all coming together. It's, we're just, I don't know. I don't even have words. It's just so exciting.
It's amazing. It's a great feeling to have because you're going to be graduating. You're going to have this title. You're going to have this doctorate. You're basically going to walk around and you're going to like be like, hey, what's up now? Look at me now. Like check me out. Like what?
No, I'm super humble when it comes to
you
things
truly.
like
I'm
that.
saying like if I had the doctorate.
But I do love when I'm on Zoom. I did change it so that when I log into Zoom, it says Dr. Christine Shipman Smith.
Where does it say that at?
Right underneath my face. So whenever I log in, it does like it's instead of saying like Christine Shipman.
Oh, before they actually see you.
No. When I'm on there, when I'm talking, it'll have my name below.
It does that
me.
now? I don't know. I don't even use Zoom that much. I just know. I thought it was for video. I didn't know they put pictures. Put words on there too.
Yeah, you have your title, like whatever you want to be called. And so I put Dr. Christine Shipman Smith. And so when I'm on Zoom and being addressed, like when I'm presenting or whatever, it'll say doctor. I love it. Oh. It's fun. I mean, I've worked so hard for it.
It's on there right now, right?
Yeah.
So anytime you do a Zoom call, it does say Dr. Christine. Yes. That is fantastic. Yeah. Well, good job, babe.
Thank you.
This has been an amazing journey, and you deserve it more than anybody that I've run across in my travels that deserves it more than you.
Yes, Christopher's Travels.
Like yes, around the world.
All around the world, just like this podcast. And
there you go.
Speaking of this podcast, if you like what you're hearing, and we know we're going to plug this at the end, where can people find us if they want to find more of our episodes, Chris?
Well, we have a website just for this podcast. So check that out. It is www.chrisandchristinесhow.com.
And that's Chris and Christine with K's. And right after this little break, we're going to come back with a fun little tidbit. I'm not going to reveal it to Chris because it's a surprise, but you don't want to miss it. So stick with us and we'll be right back.
Hey there, K2 crew. We love having you as our loyal listeners.
To keep up to date with what's happening behind the scenes, check us out on social media.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter.
And don't forget to follow our Facebook page.
Yeah, tag us in your favorite fun stories, and guess what? You might just end up on the show.
Ooh.
Today's episode is brought to you by Baruch. Now, Baruch is an electric toothbrush that will change the way you think about brushing your teeth. With powerful sonic technology and ultra-gentle bristles, the Baruch redefines what it means to have super clean teeth. It's like that feeling when you first leave the dentist. A fresh, whole mouth clean every single day. Our listeners get 15% off total purchase with code POD15. Follow the link in the show notes and enter the code POD15 to get your exclusive discount and upgrade your oral care routine.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. And we have a fun little segment that we are bringing to you right now. And Chris has no clue what we're doing,
What?
do you?
I didn't get the note on this. This was all sprung on me last minute. So I have no idea what we're going to do right now.
So what happens with us with the Chris and Christine show is when we don't have a podcast guest, we mix it up with different types of content. In the last 2 shows, Chris has been in charge. And so I told him this week I wanted to be in charge. And that meant that he had to fully trust me for what we were going to talk about.
And a minute ago, I just showed you my wedding band. And I said, obviously I trust you. I got this thing on my finger here. So
absolutely. Well, honey, one of the things that you might not realize is that coming up over the course of this next week is going to be our 6-month anniversary for being married.
What? 6
I know.
months? Well,
so right after, 4 days after this episode airs, it's going to be our 6-month anniversary. And so in the spirit of that, we are still technically newlyweds.
Of course we are.
So we're going to play a little bit of the Newlywed Game.
No way.
Here. A little bit, but it's going to be kind of like story version. So
Okay.
On your paper.
This paper right here?
Yes, hold on.
Can I look at it yet?
Hold on.
Okay.
When you open it up, we have, I think you have 8 and I think I have 10 questions that we're going to ask each other, and you're going to answer it. There's nothing that's super tricky. But one of the things that I know is that our listeners love to hear stories. And so I wanted to give them a little window into our world since we are newlyweds and some of the fun tidbits of our relationship.
Ooh, this is going to be exciting.
It's going to be so fun.
Oh, this is so much fun.
Okay, so you may open your paper now.
Okay, I'm looking into it right now.
Yeah.
Opening up says my name right on it.
Yep, it says Chris right on it. And I
Okay.
think actually you have 10. I think I have 8.
Questions to ask Christine.
Yes.
What is this? Okay, I'm looking over right now.
Okay, so you can't read ahead. You just have to ask them to me one at a time.
Okay,
And
so who
you
goes first?
You, because you have more. So you're going to start and end. So
Okay.
you can ask me the first question.
Okay, question number 1 to Christine. It says here. Now, I didn't write these. Christine wrote these, so.
So you might have to read them twice.
Okay. Between me and you, who would win in an eating contest?
Oh, I definitely think that you would win in an eating contest because you hate leftovers. You won't eat them.
That's so true.
And you love food so much. Like, you're like, it's so good. There's one more chicken. I just have to eat it. Like the poor little lonely chicken.
I know. And I can't throw it away. I feel like I can't throw it away and I can't eat leftovers. So I'm like, the only one option left.
So I think in an eating contest, you would win unless it was something that I'm like super obsessed with. And still, you can eat faster than me. Although, from being in education, I had to learn how to eat lunch really fast because you're always on the go.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. For my job and things like that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always eating in a hurry. You remember every time I have an interview and I do the editing for the interview and I have to go to work, what am I doing? I'm like stuffing my face as fast as I can of something to eat and that to go to work. So it's like really quick.
It makes me think of that movie that we just watched with the kids the other night called Yes Day, where they're having this like competition to eat this ice cream sundae.
Oh,
And then the dad like pulls it out at the end and he's like munching down.
And they vomited in the bathroom.
No, it was the other end, remember?
Oh, okay. TMI.
Okay, well, thanks for that first question. Okay, Chris. So I'm starting off with a little bit of a deep one here.
Oh, okay.
Tell us the story of when we first met in person.
Okay. This is great. I love this. So Christine and I met on this little website called Match.com, and if you want 25% off your order, please fill in coupon code Chris and Christine. Chris is the best on Chris and Christine show.
No, not a plug. Go ahead.
Anyways, we met on Match.com, and we were there, and then we started talking on the website and on the app player, and then very quickly, I don't know if it was quickly or not, we did switch to the actual texting via phone or iPhone. I don't remember when we did that, but we did that. We talked back and forth, and then I think I'm trying to remember exactly how. It's so long ago. So way in the past.
I just want to know our first meeting in person. Where did we meet and what was it like?
Okay. We met at McGregor's Bar and Grill in San Diego. That is by the old RIP, the old stadium, which is no longer there anymore because they just ripped it down to the ground.
Right.
But it was the Par Pub Restaurant, Irish Pub Restaurant. It's a very popular place. It's like literally walking distance to the stadium where it used to be anyways. And so it's a very popular place for the kiddos. You know, they have pool tables and they've got other college type games there. I think they may have what's the one you slide the little like a video game thing? It's like a video game bowling, maybe with salt on the board. They may have
salt on the board.
Yeah, it's like a I forget what it's called, but it's like a game. Anyways, they may have one of those there. Anyways,
he's coming up with funny games. It's you slide a thing and there's salt, and then you take a shot and you suck a lime.
No, it's not a drinking game.
Maybe there's only salt on there because you dumped somebody's margarita.
That could be it.
Wasn't mine.
So I see Christine. Well, first I got there early, and then I tell Christine, "Hey, I'm here," and she's like, "I'm not even ready yet. Oh my goodness." So I wait in my car. Well, I knew she lived close by, so it was okay.
And let's tell the truth. You told everybody in a couple episodes ago that you tried to find a place close to my house, but I'm not that kind of girl.
Well, I was just thinking that maybe if you want to take the party to the Netflix and chill, maybe.
Family-friendly podcast.
I am keeping it family-friendly.
Nice Christian church girl here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So what I'm saying is that maybe if you want to hang out or something, cool. So, but that didn't happen. But what did happen is that I met Christine right at the front door. She gets out of her convertible Camaro. And she had a top down, but it's fine. Convertible Camaro. She gets out and she is like, "Hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh, so good to see you." Big smile, big hug. I think I gave her a hug. And I said, "Hey, want to go inside?" "Yeah." So we go inside.
That's the way that you simulate my voice. Yeah.
Let's go inside. So we go inside. We found like this little high top table kind of near the front door. So in case Christine needs to bounce out of here because it's too crazy, she could like bounce out in a hurry. I didn't want to find the corner creepy table in the very back dark corner. I found something right in the middle, right there in front of the bar, right there up front. And it was kind of busy too. I think it was like Friday night or Saturday night. So it's kind of busy. So anyways.
We should go back there.
I would love to go back there. Are they even open?
I think they are.
We'll find out.
But we met there. That was so sweet. I went to the bathroom like 4 times. Did you think I was going to ditch you?
No, I did not. For some reason, I didn't get that vibe from you that you were going to take off.
I wasn't that kind of girl. I was totally into you.
Oh, well.
You were so cute.
Who isn't? I know.
Oh, you were so nervous. It was so cute.
I always get nervous on first dates.
Your little button-up shirt and looking all sporty with your glasses and your little silver sports car.
I look smart. That's what
you totally looked smart.
I gotta look smart so my dumbness doesn't come through that much.
You are not. But when I say look smart, like that's actually a term. Like you look smart. Like you looked sharp. You looked good.
Well, sharp is different than looking smart. I think smart is something that people that aren't so bright like myself do. They wear glasses.
Stop talking too bad about yourself.
And they'll dress very preppy looking.
Well, you did dress preppy, yeah.
See, that's a thing.
I'm totally into that, too.
Oh, see, there you go. There you go.
Well, that's awesome, Chris. Well, thanks for telling us the story on where we first met. What do you have next for me?
Okay, question number 2 on my list here. It says, Christine, do you and I have a song? And if so, what is it? And I know what it is. What do you know it is?
Okay, well, so yes, we have a song that we used for our wedding.
Yep.
But there was another song that we had like a really strong connection to. So our song is Honeybee. And we danced to
Head in the Heart.
Yeah, Head and Heart. Or Head and Hand? Heart and Hand. Head and Heart.
I think it's Head and
It's Honeybee, not the Blake Shelton one, but it's Head and Heart. And we love that one. And I love dancing to that one. And anytime it comes on now, I sing it. But what initially I thought was our song is the song Shallow from Star is Born. Because
Why?
I don't know. Every time we would listen to that, you'd put on the vinyl and we'd dance to it in the kitchen. And after we watched that movie, A Star is Born, that was the first night that you fake proposed to me.
Yeah, well, I got emotional, because he proposed to the chick in the movie, and I got all I love that kind of stuff. I love the music, and I love that kind of stuff. So I kind of got swept away with the music, and the movie and all that stuff, and you know how that goes.
Aw, well.
And I did love you. I'm not lying about that.
Did you? You already knew that?
Of course I did, baby.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I know.
Maybe you told me before that. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. My question for you. Now, this is a funny one, and I don't even know the answer to this. What is your most embarrassing moment that happened while you were with me?
Probably the first time I farted in front of you. I can't remember when that was, but that's probably what it was.
You wouldn't say it was the stingray?
Oh, I forgot about the stingray.
I thought of like maybe the stingray or like something else, like when your ex-girlfriend texted and I was nearby, or. But okay, all right.
I think it's every guy's or every girl's like you know, you get to
bathroom noises.
Yeah, when you get to that level with a relationship where it becomes like free range, where it's like you're not hiding it anymore. You're not trying to like I'll be right back. Where are you going, honey? I'll be right back. And you run downstairs, you're outside, and you like let it go, and then you come back in, and you're like, where'd you go? You know.
I just had to check the mail.
I had to go for a walk. Or when you're on a first date with somebody and you open the door for the girl and you walk around the back of the car and you're just letting it rip. And then you get to the front of the car and then you get in and then you're just like,
She's like, what's that smell of onions? Oh, nothing. Sorry. I was just using some, breath freshener.
That's somebody over there. Oh my gosh, somebody over there. I mean, yeah,
was that a skunk?
That's probably, I think for most guys, that's probably an embarrassing moment. I would say. When the first time that happens, but once it does happen, it's like free range.
That's so funny. Oh, that was a great one. Okay, what's your next question?
Okay, number 3 I have here. What would my ideal date be? My ideal date.
Oh, your ideal date. No, we're not talking about a person. We're talking about your ideal date. But
10.
Your ideal date. I think that it would have to do with you love it when we go for a drive, like in the Z, and I don't freak out because you're going fast around corners, and maybe something with a GoPro. You like things where we're doing stuff and like sitting on the beach and quiet, or like at a quiet restaurant with wine at sunset. That's like my ideal. Yours is more like action oriented. So I could see us like going for a ride in the Z, and then like going and parking at some place like and watching the sunset and taking some really cool pictures of the Z at sunset, and then maybe like stopping at one of the casinos for a great dinner and like a little bit of gambling and something fun like that. That's what I would say is your ideal date. What do you think it would be?
I like doing that kind of stuff too. I would say going somewhere. It doesn't have to be like, I don't know. It doesn't have to be like this big trip to New York or anything crazy like that. I mean, trip type stuff. It can be like a fun evening out. Like the casino seems like a hit. When we haven't been to casino forever, but
I know.
When you can go to the casino back in the golden days of casinos when it was all free and open, is that we would go have dinner, and then we could play a little bit of roulette if they're open with that, and we have some fun. Maybe we'll win, maybe we won't. Who knows?
Right.
But it's all encompassing a good time. Maybe even take the Z, and have it all one time,
right?
One shot, or even better, maybe do something like they said, driving down, like we did a few weeks ago. We took this car out. We went down to Sunset Cliffs. We drove around. We went to our very same spot we got married at.
Yeah.
We drove.
See, that was so fun. That day was so cool, and we drove the Z around, and we went to not only the spot we got married, but then we went to. We went to lots of different places. We had like drinks and appetizers at one place. We had lunch at a different place. We went to our wedding spot, and it was fun to like go around to a couple of different locations.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
So whose turn is it? Mine or yours?
It's mine. Okay. So now this one, it's a brief answer. Describe what you first thought of me in one word.
Well,
one word. Have you ever said one word?
I don't know. Let me think. When I first met you, or
when you first saw me,
like physically in person?
Yes, one word.
Happy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it could just be me. My charm could have rubbed off on you, and maybe you were happy. But you looked when I first met you, you were like the first thing I saw. You got out of the car, and you were like smiling and like oh hi, like that very happy, charming feeling.
And how did that make you feel when you saw me?
Very
happy?
Very welcoming.
Yeah.
That's the thing too, is that you were very welcoming to me. Like you welcomed me into like to hang out with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't like, oh gosh, okay, let's get this date over with. It wasn't like that feeling of like I got better things to do. And I also noticed too, I don't remember this or not, but I don't believe that either one of us were buried into our phones during the date.
Nothing at all. We didn't even look at our phone. You checked it at one point when you asked, like, you said, oh, what time is it? And I looked at my phone first, and I told you, and you were like, oh, shoot, my mom's watching the kids. I need to check in. And then she had a text, and you texted her back, and then we were like, we'll just be here for a few more minutes. And then it was like another hour later.
Oh, I
She had to
know,
get up for church in the morning. But shout out to Sandy. She listens every week. So thanks, Sandy, for making that first date possible. Without you watching the kiddos, we wouldn't be. I would have, honestly, if you had flaked for one more week on wanting to get together, I probably would have been like, this guy's just not serious about dating, because you kind of strung me along for 2 weeks.
I know, that's what I do. It's my go-to,
Yeah. And you know what? So our 6-month wedding anniversary is on May 20th.
What?
And our dating anniversary from our first date, 3 years from our first date, is June 9th.
Wow, it's around the corner.
I know.
Well,
Can you
check that
believe
out.
that?
I know. Funny thing is, babe, I don't see any other thing other than you. I don't see any other dates, any other women. I don't.
I hope not. You're married.
Well, I don't see any of that stuff. All I remember is always being with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that from our first date, we've been inseparable. Did you notice that?
There may be a couple times you went on vacation.
But I mean, like, we've never broken up. Knock on wood. We've never broken up. I mean, we bicker here and there, but like since that first date, we just clicked.
Yeah, you're my BFF.
Aw, from the very first date.
Second date.
You're so
The
cute.
first date's like the interview. You gotta be hired first, Is it my question or your question?
It's your question. You're on number 4 now.
Okay, number 4. Here we go. Now, I did not read these prior, so let's see what this says here. It says here, which one of us is a better driver? Could it be A, the person that does it for a living?
Okay.
Or B,
So, I have 2 answers. The first answer is you are the better driver, technically.
what? Okay.
You are the worst passenger on the face of the planet.
I don't see passenger on this question.
But that is part of it, because anytime I'm driving, you remind me of my mom when I was learning how to drive, where she'd be like, tight, 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 like telling me to turn tight. And I'm like, just like going with the flow, because if I cut something too close, you're like freak out, and then it freaks me out. And like one time I hit the gas instead of the brake, and I sideswiped somebody.
Oh my goodness.
And then it goes into your belief that I'm a horrible driver. So really, you are the best and the worst in the relationship.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Okay, so next question I get to ask you. It may be one that you've never actually thought about, but maybe you spend all of your nights thinking about this.
Okay, what you got, baby?
But what celebrity couple are we most like?
I don't really follow a lot of celebrity couples, so I honestly, God, couldn't really tell you one that's still together to this day.
Yeah.
So I would say one. Like, they broke up like years ago. Oh, really? I didn't know. Okay, I don't know. I did just hear the other day that Ben Affleck and J-Lo are got back together.
Oh no, that is so fake news.
No, I saw it for real on the feed or whatever.
On what feed? On Fox News?
No.
On Inside? On
No.
National Enquirer?
No, I don't know. It was on Instagram.
Well, we don't want to be like them, on again, off again. We want to be like
I don't know. Honestly,
in it to win it.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't follow. I think of some couples like, oh, they're such a cute couple, and then next thing they're breaking up.
Yeah.
So I don't want to base our relationship on a fake celebrity, like flash in the pan relationship where it's like they're hot and they're done.
You know, one that I think of is, I think it's Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. I think that's who his wife is. But they're such, like, they're very grounded. And again, you could find them breaking up in the future. Hopefully not. But
next week.
But he seems to be very grounded in his priorities to his family. And so does she. And like very centered, even though she's like super famous as a celebrity, like very much aware of her role in the relationship and like keeping them as best friends. And I don't say that we have to model after that, but I would want to, if we were to be like a celebrity couple, to be like somebody that's going strong and steady.
Okay. All right. I got you. Yeah.
All right. Well, you get number 5.
Okay. Next question, baby. It says here, who said I love you first?
Oh, I love this story. So
wait, no, answer the question.
I am going to answer it.
Okay.
You said it.
Of course I did.
You did.
Did I really?
You did.
Okay. How did I say it?
Okay. So here's the story. It was a really difficult day. Your mom had suddenly gotten really sick out of the blue, and she had to go to the hospital that day. And we had taken her out for her birthday at lunch, and she ended up getting sick, and the ambulance had to come to the restaurant and get her. And I remember you were so shaken up, and I was supposed to go back to work, and I just had to not make my meeting. and took you back to my apartment because the hospital that your mom was going to is right by my apartment. And I remember you were so stressed, and I finally like got you to calm down. And then we went to the hospital to check on her, and you were like shaking. You were so nervous to see her because she just was really sick at that time. And she was trying to reassure you, and so was I. And then, I went into the room and was like checking on her chart and everything to take care of her and, making her feel good. And I remember she said, she's like, gosh, Chris, you've got to marry her because, I need somebody to look after me in my old age. And I cracked up because we hadn't been dating for a really long time because remind me of your mom's birthday month.
In November.
Yes. So June, July, August, September, October, November. I'm sorry, Sandy. I didn't mean to forget that. But like maybe 5 or 6 months we'd been together. And at that point, we had only been boyfriend and girlfriend officially for like
a week,
2 months.
Oh, a month?
2 months.
Oh, was it?
Because we had that define the relationship talk. And that was when you were like, I don't really like to put a title on things.
That's true.
But I knew.
That's me like not. It's like me at the pool, like dipping my toes in. Like, I don't want to go in.
Well, I don't know. I think it was like you didn't want
to. Here you are just pushing me.
No, I wasn't.
I'm just kidding.
I think you didn't want to jinx it. Because you talked about us being a good thing, and I could tell that you were a little bit gun shy of like calling it anything for the fear of losing it. I could tell that about you.
Oh, thanks, babe.
And so we were at the hospital, and then we left, and we realized like we really hadn't eaten anything since that lunch, and it was like almost midnight, and we came down from the hospital, and you were like starving, and so was I, and I was like, well, do we want Wendy's or whatever? And then I saw the Denny's sign. Right there on Mission Gorge Road. And so we went to the Denny's on Mission Gorge Road, and we were sitting there and just talking about different things. And you were thanking me for being there for you for the day. And then just like out of the blue, you were holding my hands. You were looking at me. We had decaf coffee sitting right next to us. And you just told me that you loved me. And I tried not to overreact because I didn't want to scare you away, and I didn't want you to backpedal and be like, oh, just joking.
Oh, so anyways, how's your food? Is it good too?
Yeah, and be like, what? You like the syrup?
I meant I love the food here.
Yeah, I love the pancakes. But I remember, and you kind of teared up when you said it to me, and I knew that it was very heartfelt, and I will forever remember that memory because what it showed me is like, being there for you is one of the most important things. Like, people can show up for people in different ways, and you just need somebody that's constant and that's stable and that's just going to be by your side. And I waited. I was refusing to say I love you first, and I loved you. I knew I loved you, but I wasn't going to say that because I didn't want to take that away from you. I wanted you to tell me first.
Well, you got your wish, baby.
Well, thank you very much.
So what is your question for me?
All right. Oh, I like this one. Okay. So, continuing on with our Newlywed Game, what is the best gift I have ever given to you?
Wow. Okay. So, Christine, if you may not know, she gives spectacular gifts. She's given me, I would say, in my history of my entire life, every gift that she's given me has been so spectacular. I would put them as the best gifts of all time, ever. Okay,
that's a cop-out for not remembering anything. What is the best gift I've ever given you? I caught you. See, I know you so well. This is part of the Newlywed Game. Chris, you've got to pick one.
Okay.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I did like the race car driving for my birthday. We did up in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I love driving the GTR, and that whole event, that whole package was spectacular. I was just thinking about that today because Mason was wearing the shirt we bought for him.
Oh yeah,
the gift shop shirt. He still wears. He loves that shirt. He wears it all the time.
Okay, but you have to tell everybody what we actually did because you're just kind of giving them pieces.
Okay, so what we did,
and it was the first time
we went to Vegas.
Yes,
right?
So it was, we'd only been married. We'd only been dating for like 5 or 6 months at the time. It was like the month before your mom's birthday.
Right.
You hadn't even told me you love me yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we went to Las Vegas because you're planning to go to Las Vegas, and I got us a room. I don't know where we stayed at, but we stayed in Las Vegas.
We stayed at the Paris.
Was the Paris? Okay.
Yes.
We stayed at the Paris. And, we both started like gambling, like both like playing roulette. We both play that kind of stuff. So it was a fun trip to go out there. And for my birthday surprise on the way up, Christine is that because I love cars and I love sports cars and things like that. There are 2 companies in Las Vegas they'll let you rent. They let you take a race car. A sports car, a high dollar sports car
onto the racetrack,
onto their pre-made racetrack. There's one as you come into town, and there's one other side closer to the NASCAR track,
right?
Which is the one we went to. It's called what was it called? Race something?
I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. Anyways. So, of the cars to choose from, you have like your Ferraris, your Lamborghinis, your Porsches, your Corvettes, and you also have the Nissan GTR. Now, I have currently owned a Nissan 370Z sports car.
Right.
So I'm like, well, let's pick the GTR. The GTR, to my eyes, was like, they call it the Godzilla of sports cars, well, back in the day. And I've always...
Because they let you pick anything from the package I gave you, right?
No, they did not.
Oh,
okay. The higher the value of the car, the higher the price tag was.
Okay. Well, because it wasn't cheap, but
I know.
But you still had your choice of some really cool cars, right?
Right. So I went with the GTR, which was also seemed pretty popular car that day because on our little tour bus that took us from the casino to the racetrack, the guys in the tour bus with us were also choosing to drive the GTR. So I'm like, there's only one GTR. We all got to share it. So it's kind of like you'll take turns. But that was a very fun experience. And then we did the drifting. Oh, my goodness.
And I went in there with you as a passenger.
Yeah, you're not a driver during the drift experience. You're just a passenger. They have physically a stunt driver behind the wheel of a Dodge Charger with a supercharger in it, the very high horsepower one. It's like a 4-door sedan, but it's a V8 high power supercharged. And he took that thing and he ripped it around the track going so fast. He was drifting around the corner so much, and it felt like we were just gliding around the corner. You see smoke flying behind you. We got video of us doing it.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, it's so much fun. That was a spectacular gift, and I think that was amazing.
And that's what I've learned about you is I can give you physical gifts and you really do like them, but you love experiences too. And so I try to do that for you as much as I can.
Oh, that is amazing. Well, thanks, baby.
So what you got next for me, Chris?
Okay, so next question for Christine. What number are we on again?
You should be on 6.
Okay, number 6. Okay, here we go. When did you know I was, quotation marks, the one?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I don't know if it was like one specific moment. I think it was like this gradual knowledge. Like I knew I loved you, but I would say that coming out of a previous toxic-ish relationship and going through the trauma I endured in my past marriage, I used to be that girl that was like, oh, am I going to know this person is the one? And it's like you're waiting for this one light bulb moment. And I think that it was gradually letting my guard down and letting you more and more into my life and realizing how much I felt that I was myself. And I knew I loved you and I knew I wanted to be with you. And I think part of what helped me realize how different things were with you is my friends telling me how happy they saw me. And how they saw me being so happy. Sorry, I'm not going to cry. How happy they saw me being myself. Like being very authentic. That they didn't feel like I was trying to show up as something else. Because my friends had seen me through dating some other individuals. And how I would like try to accommodate. And, you know, having some like codependent kind of tendencies. And how they saw that I was being healthy and establishing boundaries. But that you were respecting that and how much fun we had together. And I don't know. I knew early on that I wanted to spend my life with you. And then I got so frustrated that it was taking you forever to get there too. I was like, you know, we were getting more serious and I was like, oh my gosh, are we ever going to get married? And I think that it's because you and I viewed marriage a little bit different. Like you were fine with us living together for a while,
right? Which
we weren't living together because I was like, I'm not going to live with you if there's not a ring on my finger.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
I got you. We got engaged and then Chrissy moved in.
Yeah, a little bit after that. But I think that, I don't know. I think that it was like some moments when we were with the boys. There was a time, and it was early on, where I really thought that this was different. And it was when we took the boys to Universal Studios. We'd only been dating for like a month and a half. And I saw you with Ezekiel and Jacob and Mason and how you were a goofball, but so good with them. And I was like, gosh, this is what I've been missing in my whole life is like just somebody that brings so much happiness and fun and helps me to not take myself so seriously. And just, little moments like that. The Vegas trip was another one for me. And
that was without kids. So you got to see the side of me with kids and the side of me without kids. I think it's very important because when you're dating somebody who has kids, you usually only see one side of that. You'll see the kid only side, or you'll see the without kids, and then you bring the kids in. They're like, who are these little rugrats? I never saw these kids before. You know what I mean? So it's a shocker. So this way you kind of get a blending of both.
Right. And it's so funny because our first date was just you and me, but then you invited me over to have dinner here at the house, and I met the boys that Monday. So we had our first date on Saturday, and then 2 days later, I actually met the boys, which, one of my friends was like, you shouldn't go meet the boys so soon. Like, why are you meeting kids so quickly? And I think that it was the right decision for us because we dated with kids the whole time. And it was like our time alone was less than our time with kids.
Was it? I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. We had kids more often than not. So, yeah.
Right. But that's kind of been the story of my life since I've had kids for the most part. Like, I don't know. And that's the one thing, too, is people who are single parents out there, they always struggle with I got the kids. Are they going to be scared of the kids?
Right.
How am I going to arrange? Is mom going to be available to babysit so I can go out with so-and-so? And then you can't really go back to your place or whatever, or they're always going back to the other person's place because they got the kids or they get the free night. It's the kids become kind of the burden. And I don't think our kids should be a burden.
Right. They shouldn't. It should be like, we're a package deal, because I know like that was the thing with Ezekiel was I needed somebody to love him as fiercely as I love him because, I gave up everything to give us a better life. And so, so I don't think there's an easy answer to that question. I think it was like a culmination of experiences, but it really, I think if I was to say like there was this one thing that made me recognize that you were the one, it would be easier to like dissect that versus I like the fact that there's all of these different experiences that kind of like braided together to solidify our bond.
There you go. That was
a nice visual.
It's very well said. I love it.
I know, that was kind of hot.
Oh, it was. So what kind of questions you got for me, baby?
Okay, so if I was a Disney character, who would I be?
How about I say Belle from Beauty and the Beast?
Oh,
Because she's so smart, reading her books all the time, like Christine is. They're so smart with her doctorate and all that stuff. And I'd be like the Beast. I'm more like the Beast because I get mad and I start throwing things like the Beast did. And then I get like, I'm going to my room, a.k.a. podcast studio. And I was going to lock the door. And don't touch my flowers.
That was so funny. Okay, what question do you have for me next?
Okay, what are we on? Number 7?
7.
Okay. Okay, what we already answered this one. It says, where did we go on our first date?
Oh, okay, sorry.
That was McGregor.
McGregor's.
Okay,
okay.
Can I go to the next question? Okay. The next question says, who is my celebrity crush?
Who is your celebrity crush?
Yeah, as in my celebrity crush.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody else would classify them as celebrities, but I would say most of the female news anchors on San Diego news stations.
What? Hey, shout out. What's up? Hey,
what's the girl's name that you really like?
There were so many of them.
I know. You love the news. He's like, oh, hold on. It's my favorite girl. We're watching the news. And you're like, isn't she so good? And I'm like, she's telling you the weather, Chris, but it's just the way she does it, Christine. And I'm like, oh gosh. So shout out to all of the ladies in San Diego's news stations.
Fox 5, Heather, what's up? How you doing? Kathleen Bate.
Oh my gosh, see? I knew it.
I've been a fan of Kathleen's for like forever though. Like,
what if we were to get her on the show?
She was supposed to go on the show. She said she was going to, but then I don't happen with that. So I have to hit her up.
That's your celebrity crush. I think like you like to like different actresses and stuff like that you like, but if we were to really break it down, it would be our local news girls. If you would be like drooling over them. You're like, hey, sign my arm,
whatever,
my forehead.
I'm not into like sign stuff. I'm like, hey, let's do a selfie. That's what I do.
That's so funny. Okay, my turn to ask you.
All right,
what you got?
What you got, babe?
If I had a superpower, what would you want it to be?
What would I want it to be, or what would you want it to be?
If I had a superpower, what would you want my superpower to be?
Listening to my stupid conversation.
endless. You would endless amount of patience is what that would say.
Yes, exactly.
Patience superhero.
Or actually getting me, like, understanding why I'm so mad and what I'm like, what's frustrating me, and like how.
Oh, mind reader.
Basically, yeah. Or a feelings communicator.
Oh, an empath. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, an intuitive empath. Ooh, very nice. Okay, next question of the Newlywed Game.
Okay, here we go. What is my best feature?
Your humor. I mean, you're very hot.
That's
very
what you say that someone's ugly.
No, you're very hot. You're very handsome. I'm very attracted to you.
Oh, thanks, baby.
But your humor is you're so quick-witted. I can't even explain it. And it's like, you come up with things like so fast. It's like, I'm still processing what somebody said, and you already have 3 comebacks to it.
Oh, yeah.
It's seriously like, if you were my best friend in middle school, maybe I wouldn't have been bullied as much, because you would have been like coming right back at those boys that were picking on me, because you're so sharp with your wit.
Sometimes I am. I think sometimes things just come to me, they just hit me, and I just think of it. It's sometimes you think of things and you have to build up on a comeback. You're like, what am I going to say? Let me think of things, and then sometimes something just kind of hits you. And that's kind of what I do. Is a lot of things will come to me real quick, and I'll just spit them out. Sometimes it doesn't always work out the way you want it to, because it sounds like diarrhea of the mouth, as I've been told many times. But well, thanks, baby.
Yeah. Okay. My last question for you on my list is: who is more emotional between the two of us?
I would say you.
No, liar.
Because I'll tell you why. There's been many a times where your emotions have taken the best of you, and they have taken it to the next level. And what I mean by next level is
air our dirty laundry right now.
What I mean by next level is there's one thing to get mad. There's one thing to get to you're putting me
on blast.
There's one thing to speak out your emotions and say, I'm mad because of this, this, and this. And then there's another level. And the third level, I would say, is physically doing something about your emotions.
What?
Like,
you're acting like I beat you or something.
I'm not saying that.
I have never laid hands on you. Except for one time throwing your lean cuisine in.
You did?
We were dating at the time. You made me so mad. I threw your lean cuisine.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about.
No.
So on that note, it would be you.
Oh, I have to. No, this is I completely disagree.
Oh, why? Why is that, honey?
Sandy, are you listening? Could you phone in right now? If we were doing this live, your mom and I would outvote you, because if you stub a toe, the whole house wakes up.
Oh, or my COVID shot I just got.
Oh my gosh. And then you got sick the next day. You got sick the next day from your COVID vaccine, and I was getting my hair done at the hairdresser, and I had you on speakerphone, so my hairdresser can vouch for this if Joanna's listening.
Okay.
You called and you were like, I'm dying. I think I need to call an ambulance. I need to call 911. And I was like, what's wrong? I don't know. I'm dying. I'm really dying. You are. So you are one of, when it says like who is more emotional on the regular, on the daily, you are the most expressive person I've ever met in my entire life. Like, literally, I'm like, hey, babe, do you want to do a podcast? Do you want to do a podcast? I want to do a podcast. Hey, Clover, Clover, Clover. Hey, Clover, Clover. Oh. Then you'd be like, stub your toe. Bleep, bleep, bleep. So maybe we are both very in touch with our emotions.
That is true. I'm just more vocal sometimes.
Yes. Okay. What's the next? Is this the last one you have for me?
This is the last question I have for you. And it says, which one of us is more honest?
Okay. So I have to say, I have never lied to you, and I'm a very honest person. But I would say, if we were to say who's the most honest, it would be you, because you cannot lie. You cannot lie.
That's my superpower.
And yeah, it's seriously, it's like, if you try to tell me a lie, you give it away by laughing. When people want to surprise me for my birthday, you can't keep it from me.
It's
You're
true.
like, I can't surprise you. I would not want to be surprised like this. I have to tell you.
That's true.
And you're honest with me about everything, including like past relationship stuff that maybe I didn't always need to know. But that's the thing is we walked into this eyes wide open with me knowing like there's absolutely no secrets in our relationship. And you've shown me like you've told me the good, the bad, the ugly, the uglier, and I'm good with it all. And I feel like that's so refreshing. And what we've had to work on is sometimes the delivery of the honesty. Sometimes it comes across a little bit rough. But I do have to say, like, I never have to question when I put on an outfit and I try it on for you. And if you tell me I look really good, then I know I look really good.
Well, there you go, baby. Yeah, I'm being very honest. I'm an honest guy.
Yeah.
You know? Like Honest Abe. I should be like President Lincoln.
Maybe. But I like Honest Chris instead.
Wow.
So, honey, thank you for trusting me with this episode. How did you feel about our Newlywed Game?
Oh, I loved it so much. You know, we should probably find some more games like this that we could probably play, you know, mix it up and things of that sort or whatever. I don't know. I mean, you pretty much covered a lot of things in this episode today.
Yeah.
But, you know, I love it. I have to say, it's great. You did a fantastic job.
For our listeners, if you know anything about us, you know that not only do we love to share a good show with you, but we love to keep these episodes as memories for ourselves to kind of see the progress in our relationship. And so thanks for being along on our relationship journey with us. And especially for those of you that have been listening since we first started the Chris and Christine show and then announced our engagement and then our wedding. And now our 6-month anniversary is coming up. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your dedication. And if you got some joy out of this and hearing our laughter and our fun, we would love it if you give us a review on Apple Podcasts, and doesn't have to be 5-star, although we love those 5-star reviews. And then definitely subscribe and share this episode with somebody that you love that could use a little bit of laughter and a little bit of love in their life.
Thank you. And thank you once again for listening. We really, really appreciate that because we need everybody. We need all the listeners we can get.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're looking for more of this fun and sunshine, you can find us at our website, which is
www.chrisandchristineshow.com.
And that is Chris and Christine with K's.
And we will see you next week.
Remember this week that life is too short to wake up in the morning with regret.
So love the people who treat you right, forget about the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason.
If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said that it would be easy.
They just promised it would be worth it. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Chris.
And I'm Christine. And until next week,
keep moving forward.